Hey, welcome back. You know, it helps to know our past to understand what? The future? Yeah. Well, we're continuing our celebration of USC Upstate's 50th anniversary. And we've certainly got some folks that are going to share some wisdom with us. Our guests are, of course, let's see, President and CEO of Spartanburg Regional Healthcare, at least former President Charlie Boone is with us, along with Susan Hodge Irwin, one of the daughters of one of the real founders of USC Upstate. Folks, welcome. How are you?
Delighted to be here.
Charlie, you got here in 1960.
1966.
Wow. Okay.
Labor Day, which was very, very appropriate.
You remember riding into town.
Especially because you got here and quickly realized we were having a nursing shortage?
Yes, very shortly after I got here, they told me that the School of Nursing had to close because it had lost its license and they couldn't get faculty. So that was it. I mean, that was all over. So we had to try to find a way to get some nurses.
And you were running a hospital.
Yes, right. Yeah, that's right. And without nurses, you don't have a hospital.
Yeah, that's true.
So the fact of the matter is, we went to the 3 colleges in Spartanburg, Wofford, Converse, and Spartanburg Methodist, and asked them if they could help us. They had the presidents of all 3 of them, asked them if they could help us. They said, "We're sorry, we can't because we don't have the setup for it. It's an expensive program, and the faculty is difficult." So with that, Tommy Thomason and I, the chairman of the board, took a trip to Columbia. We went down and had a meeting with Tom Jones, who was president of the University of South Carolina. Tom said, "You know, I feel for you guys and I'd love to help you, but the only way that I can help you is to start a branch of the University of South Carolina in Spartanburg." Well, now you can imagine sitting there thinking, I'm supposed to start a branch, got a hospital to run. But he gave us some names that we could contact, and he said, maybe they'll help you. He did. We got the names, we got them together. They were all enthusiastic about it, said that they would like to help. And so I said, well, let me go to the medical staff. And the medical staff is going to be very, very important in this. Got to the medical staff. The medical staff was sort of lukewarm until G.B. Hodge spoke up and said, "What in the world is the matter with you folks?"
Susan Hodge Irwin, that was your daddy.
That's right.
Right.
Your
That's
daddy
right.
said, "What's
doctor.
wrong with you folks? We need to help this man out."
Well, that's right, and he was never lukewarm about anything. You knew exactly where he stood.
I love it. I love it. So how did, I mean, that just seems like I would be so overwhelmed. Like you said, you're sitting there, you're running a hospital, and it's like, yeah, just start a branch of the University of South Carolina. No big deal.
Well, you know, it was interesting how so many people did get interested in it, and important people. And Ben Gramlin, for instance, who was president, he was chairman of the board of Spartanburg Methodist College. He was very, very helpful in it. And we got a big committee together, and they worked on it, and we took some people down to the county delegation, and because you had to have legislation in order to set it up. They passed a law and said that there would be a Spartanburg County Department of Education, continuing education or advanced education. And so GB was appointed chairman of that commission. And that commission really went to work on it. And like I say, GB just, when you put the bit in his mouth, you better get out of the way.
You better get ready. Susan,
That's
why do you
right.
think he was so passionate about it?
Well, he was passionate about education, Megan, and he saw this as a means to really fill an immediate need for nurses to support the growth he could see coming to Spartanburg in this I-85 corridor where we are. He was involved with the Chamber of Commerce at the time and on that board. So companies were coming, the population was growing, and he knew that we needed a steady supply of nurses. But he also, I think, envisioned that it could grow to be something much bigger and more inclusive of other programs. And I remember just recently I was looking through some of his papers that I'm giving to USC Upstate for their archives.
Yeah.
There was a headline in the Spartanburg paper, enrollment could top 2,000 by 1979.
Oh.
Well, it's 6,000 plus today.
What's the book?
Very excited.
You're writing a book?
Jack, no, I did copy edit this book, but my father wrote his memoir about the founding
Let's see,
of
what
USC
camera?
Upstate.
Yeah.
And
Oh, here it is, right here.
I'd like to show you the cover because it shows the scope of the campus.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'd like for people to know that it's just chock full of early newspaper articles and photos. The top photo here
It started
was
small.
where the school started,
Yeah.
over on the
Incredible.
hospital
In a
campus.
peach orchard.
No,
Basically.
Well-
it actually started in the basement of Spartanburg General Hospital.
Okay.
The first classes, the first year was in that basement of the hospital,
Yeah.
and then we took over the old county mental health department, and it had a building on our property, and then it moved to there until the campus.
So besides the School of Nursing, there are lots of departments, and some folks might need to know to sign up for the
Yeah,
fall
August
semester. Wouldn't that be a good
24th, I
idea?
believe, is when we go back to school.
That's
So-
right. That's right. It's a little later because of the
Oh,
eclipse,
see,
I
I was
understand.
smart.
Well, you
You're
can't
smart to
in
do
the
that.
dark sign papers.
But Jack, you mentioned something I think is a very important part of the early history of this place is that the campus is situated on property that belonged to the Gramlings
Yep.
and was a peach farm. And Henry Gramling sold them about 25 acres and donated another 27 or so, and that became the core of the campus at the beginning.
Great
and the
story.
first building was completed in 1970.
This is why this
Great
book is so
story.
cool. This is why we do these segments, because you see USC Upstate today and you're like, oh, it's this great institution, it's so big. It started small, and this is like the people that made it happen. So thank you
Thank you
so
very
It's a
much.
very
Interesting. I love
unique
it.
story.
Come
And
back
I
and see
love
it.
that we can still talk about
Well,
it.
we'd
Well,
love to.
we'd
Thank
love
you
to.
for having
Yes,
us.
thank you guys so much.